Italo Ferreira in the water now, the defending event champion. Current world number 4 is lightning in a bottle, ready to perform in front of the Brazilian crowd. He's going to feed off that energy. He's taken on C.O'Leary for Japan, current number 12 in the world, and Seth Moniz from the island of Oahu, 21st on the rankings.
Board perfectly positioned. And here is Seth Moniz getting up in vertical. The wave starts to die out, a bit of whitewash, and finish it up. Gets caught, battles to get out of the whitewash, but not capable of.
Slowing this one down again, Maeda.
Nice turn right there, throwing the things. And the second one, I mean, just waiting for the time well and turn.
The guy's a magician.
Italo looks interested in this right. The 2019 world champ ripping into that first carve, looking strong. Now pressing into a flyaway punt attempt. The wind just taking that surfboard and ripping it away from him like a kite.
Yeah, and we have northeast winds right now, so they're going to blow from the left of the screen, the bottom left to the top right. So you need to find that perfect angle in order for you to actually create a friction with the board and make sure.
And then right into a fast pace. C.O'Leary here, Jesse.
Yeah, that's better definitely from Connor. Going to get the best of that exchange.
The last event of the regular season this year to work out the final 5. Couple of scores in for Italo, already onto his 3rd wave. No surprise, he's building his wave count quickly in this first heat for the men. Nice speed turn to cover some ground. Now into a carve. Now finding a nice approach to attack the oncoming section. Italo, nice climb again. The guy that could just create moments for himself. They're not obvious reads when you look at sections where you're predicting what kind of turn can fit in there.
Sometimes he doesn't pick the best ones. He just keeps like catching every wave he can see and building some momentum like this one. Hits the leap and another good turn, just waiting for the open face. Hits again vertically and climb the foam right there to finish things off.
I like that you mentioned, Maeda, that obviously thinking about it, everyone has been kind of surfing the lefts, and he found a few rights, and he's actually been looking for that wave that goes against the grain and goes into the channel. As you can see, a guy spelling back out right behind him, so he's surfing a little bit to the left of the scaffolding right there, and is able to manage on that wave.
Watching the replay of C.O'Leary really ripping in on his forehand, Maeda.
Wow, large turn right there, the second one, and I like the variety, how he hit.
And now watching Seth Moniz through this inside wall. Seth had the 3.5 on the opener, and now that'll be Seth's second scoring ride. It's interesting when you break down performances in an event, and I suppose everyone's trying to peak at the right time and kind of build.
Heats Simon Stanley with him at Chopo before when he was 10 foot, and the guy was smiling. I was terrified.
Italo Ferreira now starting to weave, the backwash making that wave grow, and he just punches himself off the lip line. That backhand full rote has brought him to some crazy moments in his career, especially potoing and
stringer, and it's very flexible, but this is C.O'Leary.
I like that, Maeda. Thanks for that. Quick rip there on the end section for the big man, C.O'Leary, who just came off a 6.33 on his second wave, trying to factor into his top 2, Jesse.
Yeah, looks like Connor's finding some good lefts, and no one's kind of looking. It seems like he's sitting a little bit wider than everyone somewhere else. And it was a bit iffy right there if he landed or not at first sight for me, but I feel like he actually did. He, kept composed. He stood up right there, and then he fell off. So as he land that last turn, it's going to help him out very much on bettering that 3.4. As you see right there, he stomps on that front foot, trying to absorb the impact. Gets up and high, and then he jumps off right away of that.
Now looking at Italo, just pacing himself in the pocket. He'll step off. Best score of 4.67 at the moment. Shaping boards for Italo since he was a really young kid of silver surfboards. They learned everything from Timmy Patterson. So they were able to connect with a special relationship for his Timmy Patterson surfboards as he times that blast well off the lip. Good wall there. He goes upside down. A really powerful approach on the finishing move for the 2019 world champ. Defending event champ, chasing a 5.57 to take the lead. I think he's done that, Jesse.
Out the window. And once again, taking off on that reform right. Kind of more down towards closer to the rocks. Gets up in vertical and right here. The most critical section, we've probably seen it so far on the men's side. He's able to get very compact on the bottom turn. On the second maneuver right here. Gets that nose up in vertical and airdrops off the sky. You notice he starts to apply pressure on the back foot, so he won't get that nose.
In the last few events on the calendar, as he hasn't made the final series in a while. Watching Seth Moniz now on a bouncy left here at Itaúna. Controlling that sharp eye into some clean water. And now pushing hard for a finishing move. In attack mode is Seth Moniz, incomplete on the last maneuver. And we'll see where this one ends up with Seth Moniz, Jesse.
Yeah, that wave was very tricky to ride. He had all the energy, all compacted out in that takeoff zone. So it was hard for him to find a vertical section in front of him, but he does it very well to get that nice tight backhand carve in the first turn. And right here, needed to finish it off. It was going to be important to add that.
If you do break a board or break your leash, you want to get out of the impact zone to call the skis. We have a real cool, stylish, powerful hack from C.O'Leary, leaning back and crushing the lip line. The last score did come in for Italo, 6.83. So Connor was chasing a 5.18 on that wave, Maeda. We like talking about style all the time. Sometimes those runner-up in finals sting the most because you're so close to a major victory. As we watch Italo setting up his forehand attack. Water flying off the rail, second turn, it's a huge float. He manages to keep a smooth line. His dad always knew he was going to pull that one off. 0.6, here's that wave again, Jesse.
I mean, what's so impressive, it's how he's able to identify that he needs to get up vertical, but then starts moving down the line and clear that gap. The wave kind of gets bouncy, gets very critical, and he puts the board up in vertical and starts to drive down the lip line to clear the gap and come out in front of the wave and not get stuck. That was very impressive from Italo. Very critical maneuver for him right there.
Gosh, what a great start. Perfect first turn to set up a giant float, Maeda.
Yeah, just incredible. Look how he throws to the end, sticks to his feet.
Are you kidding me? What was that floater right there? That was mental.
It was gigantic. As we look at Seth, not finding any space to run on that right. And now waiting for the score for Italo, trying to increase his lead out front. Last for Connor didn't affect Italo's lead, but every other year it's been a Brazilian surfer. We'll see if that continues this year, as we've got Seth Moniz running after a section that didn't end up materializing there, so he steps off.
Yeah, maybe, and actually it's just crazy how things happen in this decade, you know, how we built this whole crowd like loving surfing. Wow, Seth Moniz trying to going high there. Unfortunately couldn't pull, but in this 10 past years.
He was just very good at winning very good heats, but the scratchy ones, he never pulled it off, and shows the consistency is important no matter the outcome of the heat.
Big blast there as we watch it from the sky. C.O'Leary second turns a closeout hammer to throw down a couple of big moves to try to get the lead off Italo and count into the Challenger Series, but he had a great start at Newcastle. Big blast there, my dear. That was fun to watch.
Wow, really fun to watch. I like the second one, very fast.
So still in the second spot, Italo with priority now right next to Connor to try to play some defense. He'll let Connor go on this one. Smaller insider, but with a lot of speed. Such a healthy forehand hook. That is never going to go out of style. Just total commitment on the open face. Unfortunately, it was a smaller wave. He's trying to surf that section up. Connor's still going to be chasing a score to take the lead.
It was a short wave, but look, he gained speed right there and just gauged his rail, throwing buckets, but the wave just vanished.
When you go surfing, you just want to do that. Jesse, what does that feel like?
I mean, as powerful as this guy, I'll never know because that guy's...
Minute to go on the clock. Priority is with the defending event champion, Italo Ferreira, current world number 4. Hits that first section well. Drives into the lip line again for a 2-turn combo, but slips off, riding away. His dad feeling it there, knowing that that will be an incomplete number on the finishing move. So we take another look, Maida.
Yeah, nice first snap off the top, and then unfortunately he was almost hanging and slapped right in the end.
So going down on his last wave, his 8th wave caught in the matchup. All these surfers keeping up to the wave count of Italo. What'd you see going wrong here, Jesse?
I mean, it's even hard to identify what really went wrong, but obviously lost the back foot right there as he was landing. It's just an impact right there. You can actually see it and break it down. That back foot goes to...
A nice solid performance for a man that's trying to go back-to-back with his titles here in Brazil. Currently world number 4. Now winning